Yes, we'll start off with that plan for the Centenary celebration for the country. We're joined this morning by Nwaobasi, who is the Special Assistant to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Morning, and thank you for coming on today.
Thank you very much.
Well, we do know, yes, plans are already on the way for this Centenary celebration, but I do know that you heard about some of those who think otherwise about it. But first of all, just tell us, what do we intend to achieve? What is this celebration all about?
Thank you very much. The Centenary celebration is an opportunity for Nigerians to gather together and celebrate our 100 years of existence as a united nation. You recall the Northern and Southern protectorates were amalgamated in 1914 by the colonial masters. That was the formal beginning of Nigeria as a united country, and 1st of January this year made it 100 years. And the government and the people of Nigeria reasoned that it is good to come together, look at where we are coming from, how far we have gone, what are the challenges we have had, what have we done to overcome these challenges, and re-inspire our unity and celebrate the togetherness that we have experienced, and then thank God for keeping us one after 100 years, reflect on the things we have gone through, and then project into the future as a people.
I mean, you also heard people ask the question, why should we be celebrating Centenary rather than the independence? For them, they think that the independence is a lot more significant than when the Northern and Southern protectorates were brought together.
We celebrate our independence, no doubt. Our independence is a fact of our history. Also, our centenary is also a fact of our history. It is a fact of history that in 1914, the Northern and Southern protectorate were merged together to form Nigeria. That is a fact of history. But it is left for us to say, is it significant enough for us to remember? Yes, we believe, a lot of Nigerians believe that it is significant for us to remember that and celebrate that we are 100 years old as a country. It does not take anything away from our independence celebration, which we do every October 1, and we'll continue doing that.
You know, some who will think that it should be a period of sober reflection instead of a time to expend so much. I mean, the expenses that are going into this. Shouldn't it? What do you think?
Well, you see, the celebration, the way it has been structured, is more of sober reflection than festivities. But of course, there will be some aspect of it that people will celebrate. Now, but if you at the flag off of the Centenary celebration on the 4th of February 2013, a concept document was produced. And that concept document encapsulated all the activities that were lined up to celebrate the centenary for 1 year. And that gave opportunity for every aspect, every part of Nigeria, every strata of the society to participate. Private, of course, you know, it is purely private sector driven. That means government is not bringing in any money to celebrate the centenary. It was designed in such a way that it was thrown back to the people of Nigeria. This is our history, this is our life. Let us celebrate it together. And government approached the private sector people, and they responded. Every single kobo that has been spent on the centenary so far has been by private sector sponsorship. Government has not put in any one kobo. That is perhaps one aspect that most Nigerians may not know, but that has been advertised, that has been acknowledged. Every program that has been held, the names of the sponsors have been publicly advertised. Even the publicity for this grand finale, if you check every of the advert, the names of all the sponsors have been acknowledged. And so, it has, if you look at the programs that are lined up for the grand finale celebration, most of them are to reflect on where we are coming from. And I will take these programs if time will permit us to just talk about the programs.
Now, if you look at the happenings in the country, I mean, the headlines keep talking about different things that are causing Nigerians to not to even want to think of anything celebratory. And should we still toe this line of we must have the centenary celebration?
No, there's nothing like an insistence on must we celebrate.
Can it be so? In other words, it can be suspended?
No, it cannot be suspended. See, before the celebration started, government didn't just start the celebration like that. The government went round and sought the opinion of Nigerians.
Which Nigerian?
The Secretary to Federal Government led a team of members of the planning committee, went round. We met the editors and managers in Lagos, met the civil society people, met labor organizations, went to National Assembly, briefed the Senate, briefed the House of Representatives. Of course, the document was taken to the Federal Executive Council, and the proposal was approved. It was taken to the National Economic Council, where every state governor was present, chaired by the Vice President. Every segment of society got a draft copy of the concept document, and everywhere we went, people gave their views, gave opinion, which was incorporated into the final document that was published as a concept document. So it wasn't that government sat down and said, we're going to celebrate. It was taken back to Nigerians, and every segment of the society had the opportunity to look at the proposal, made an input that culminated in the final concept document that is being used to celebrate the centenary. So government didn't decree it. It was the people of Nigeria, by that consultation, and the outcome of which that gave rise to the package that is being put forward and is being celebrated all over the Federation at every segment of the society.
So if the people that were consulted before this program came forth, if they perhaps get up now and say, okay, we don't want again, can government stop it?
Now, because we have done, the celebration has started since 4th of February 2013. It has lasted for over 1 year. Now, at what point we say we don't want it again? We are just doing the grand finale. We have started from February last year, and we are ending with programs beginning from the 25th. So at what point do we say we don't want it again? Invitations have been said, arrangements have been made, and I don't know. I don't think the argument is about do we need to celebrate. It's still on. A few people raise issues at the beginning as their opinion. But of course, people are entitled to their opinion. But a greater percentage of the population of Nigeria signed on to the centenary celebration, and that's why you find out that it was not government that is driving it alone. At every segment, so many people are doing things for the centenary. That is what it is conceived to be: a celebration of the people of Nigeria, to celebrate our unity, to find an occasion to come together and look at where we're coming from and say, how do we move forward from here as a people?
And I also want to believe that, one of the things that came to light is this national conference. That's also in light of the centenary celebration.
Well, national conference is not particularly a program of the centenary celebration, but it could also be part of the thing that can help solve some of the problems that Nigerians are talking about. It is not essentially a program of the centenary celebration. That is a program of the government. But if it is coming at this time, Nigerians are 100 years as the people, and they say, okay, let us sit back and look at all the issues that are agitating the minds of people and discuss them at Nigerians. Well, it could be a credit to the centenary celebration. It is happening in our centenary year. So,
do you think that it's a sort of contradiction in the sense that, we're having a conference which is meant to iron out some of the issues that we've been having as a unit, for some time now, especially since our independence. And at the same time, in that particular conference, we're being told that one of the no-go areas is the unity of Nigeria. Because one of the fears that those who had opposed the conference had is that, it could lead up to disintegration rather than a joining together. For whatever reason, the government has finally made that a no-go area. Do you think that we actually are not celebrating things at a superficial level?
No, but is it the celebration of the centenary and the themes, or perhaps the modalities for the conference? I think they are two different things. But if you want me to talk about the conference and the issue of non-discussion of the unity and indivisibility of Nigeria, I think that should be a settled issue. Many Nigerians. Many Nigerians believe that, look, we need to remain together as a country. The problem is, how do we make this country work for the good of all of us? The question of let's divide another is not the question. And as a government, the government will not sit down and say, let us discuss how we're going to dismember this nation. That is not the mandate the government has. It's to say, how do we make this union stronger? How do we make every member of this society benefit from our commonwealth? How do we make our nation stronger and play bigger and greater role even in the subcontinent in Africa and in the world? That is what the conference is meant to achieve, and not to discuss whether we are one country or not. We are one country, and that is accepted and settled.